The Champions League Final is upon us. Very biased opinions and Grandstand Bettors here in the house to give you the analysis of the match between Man City and Chelsea. So we're going to start breaking it down with our friend at Very Biased Opinions. Ian, welcome in. How do you see this match playing out?
Well, first of all, Matt, I've been given very special access to the trophy, as you can see behind me. This isn't some fake Skype background, folks. That's the real deal back there. Look, we're going crazy about it in the UK. Obviously, you've got two English sides in the final here, Matt, so it's a bigger deal than it would normally be. It's Manchester City versus Chelsea, and you couldn't wish for a bigger conflict in styles, really, between the two sides. You've got Manchester City, who won the Premier League at a bit of a canter. They always play a very stylish possession-based game, very lot of short passing, trying to score almost like the perfect goal every time they score. But the one thing they've been missing from their trophy cabinet is this holy grail of a Champions League. And it's the one thing that's driven them on. It's the one thing that's driven the manager Pep Guardiola on at this club as well. And every time he fails, every time it's like, all the scrutiny comes out, regardless of what the other things they win, it comes out against this trophy. So it's a massive deal for them. Up against Chelsea, who got the season, looked like it was a bit of a bad season at times for Chelsea, but they got the train back on the track. Looks like they're going to get a Champions League place. Could have won the FA Cup, but had a little bit of a blip to Leicester. So they won't want history to repeat themselves there. Very much more a defensive-based team. Under Thomas Tuchel, it's almost like kind of make sure you've got a solid base before you do anything else in the game. Make sure you don't lose the game before you go out to win it. But they've certainly got a lot of attacking quality in there as well that can hurt Man City, as we've seen in two recent games where Thomas Tuchel has almost had a bit of a tactical master plan over Pep Guardiola, and they've produced two victories over Man City, one by a 1-0, getting a goal and then shutting them out, and the other one, which is even more impressive, going a goal down and coming back to beat them 2-1. You know, you've got a litany of quality players on either side. Manchester City will be looking to the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, who is the undoubted star in their side, and also Phil Foden. And they don't tend to play with a striker, so you'll have like 5 or 6 kind of what they call false nines, sort of running in and out of that position, and just trying to pull Chelsea out of position and create space. Chelsea's all about pressing high and using a lot of that pace from their attacking players. They could play any number of players like Mason Mount, Pulisic, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, or even if they wanted to go a bit more direct, they could play Olivier Giroud. So I think it's going to be a fascinating tactical game. I don't see it being high scoring. If we move over to what we look at on betting, personally, I know we love an over. I wouldn't be backing an over in this one, Matt. I would be going under if you wanted to do that, although I really don't like doing that bet. But I would be really sneaky in this one, and I wouldn't put a lot of money on it, but I'd put money on the draw. I don't do that very often, but I'd put a few pounds on the draw. I think you get good value on that. Draw after 90 minutes, you'll win the money. So I'll put money on a few dollars, on the draw. And because I think this one could go all the way to penalties.
Yeah, you know, the draw is always great value. I am a huge Chelsea fan. I'm not going to lie. I do love Chelsea. Very disappointed in the FA Cup final. I think we were the better side. I think, we were just a little bit unlucky there with Leicester. But looking at this match, in all honesty, from a betting standpoint, and you have to remember when you're out there betting, you really can't take your heart into the match. And I'm going to leave my heart on the table. I'm going to be in full Chelsea gear watching it. But the Man City team kind of reminds me of the Yankees in like the early 2000s who just dominated. And I know they didn't win the Premier League last year. I know it was Liverpool's, wonderful year to take it. But they've really run away with the Premier League this year. And Pep has been really able to focus on the Champions League and this final, which is being played in Istanbul, I believe.
Yeah, they've actually had to change it due to COVID. They actually wanted to move it over to England because you got two English sides, but they decided to pick a more a safer neutral venue of Portugal rather than, because Istanbul's still got a bit of a a few too high a risk of COVID out there at the moment.
Great knowledge. I don't know if I think I actually read Man City might be flying some of their fans over on their.
Yes, fans are allowed to go. There are fans from both sides will be allowed in.
So I think because Man City is that better team on paper, on the table, as much as I'm a Chelsea fan, I am going to go for a Man City win here. I might get disowned by Chelsea, but I think a 2-1 win. I disagree with you a little on it being a low-scoring game. I'm going to look back a couple weeks when these two played in the Premier League. It was a 2-1 Chelsea win. I thought they might go under there as well, but it ended up getting over. Now, I think an under on the first half might be a really good bet. I think both teams will probably want to feel each other out for the first 20 minutes or so, and then we'll see where it goes after that. If there's an early goal, I would immediately start betting overs because I think an early goal is going to open up both sides.
Absolutely. Early goals are the best things ever for a final. They just completely relax. They seem to relax both sides and they can go out and play. Usually you see finals are very cagey, even that FA Cup final and even the last two Champions League finals, very nervy games. Both sets of players don't want to make mistakes or be the ones that lose it or anything like that. So they usually, but certainly at the start of the game, they can be very cagey.
So if it goes to penalties, who are you going with?
Oh, I think Chelsea. I think they've got City's number in this. I think nothing comes to you in football easy. And I think that the fact that I think it'll just be a really tight game. I think that'll suit Chelsea down to the ground. I think it'll go all the way to pens, and it'll be heartbreak for City as Chelsea do the job. You should be the one backing them, not me.
I should. We went reverse here. I am going to go against my own team, but hey, those of you out there watching, sit back, relax, enjoy the Champions League final. It's going to be a good one. Chelsea, Man City, fade or follow either us, but at the very least, enjoy some soccer or football, depending where you live. And as always, sit back, relax, let us do the work as you do the winning.